Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I will be playing 5 on 5 Blitz. As always, if you enjoy my videos, then please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, in this game I'm playing as white. I will play e4, the king's pawn opening. Knight f6, that targets my pawn on e4. I will go knight c3 and defending the pawn. So he wants to go for a king's Indian defense. So I will do okay. Well, I think he mouse slipped. Maybe he wanted to go to g7, kingside castle, and d6. That is the king's Indian defense. But, anyways, he played bishop h6. I do not know why. Maybe he wants me to prevent moving my pawn. But still, I will move it, and our bishops see each other. So if he takes, okay, well, he blunders a bishop. Now his bishop is targeting my pawn on f3, and it is already guarded by my queen, so there is no worries. Now, since I am up a whole bishop, it's good for me to trade everything. Now, I'm thinking of taking the pawn, attacking the bishop, and threatening a fork. But I'm also thinking of going bishop g7, forking the knight and the rook, which I think is the best move. Rook g8. Now I will take the knight with check, and on the next move I will go, well, now it's a fork. I forked the king and the bishop. Okay, king d6. My knight is already guarded, but I'm thinking of going some other checks. I will go knight b5 check, king c5. Now, none of these pieces are under attack because my bishop protects my knight, and my other knight protects my bishop, and this bishop protects my knight. So everything is basically guarded. I want to take the bishop, but yeah, I think that's the reasonable move because now he takes. I have check. Okay, king moves to b4. I will now maybe give a check here, forcing the king to go to c5 or a4, and then actually I think I should first castle queenside, and maybe trying to go rook d4 check, which is what I'm going to do. Now he only has one legal move. I could reroute my knight to give a check, but for now I will play bishop e7, threatening. Okay, well, he kind of forked me, but I have check, and I hope it's checkmate soon. Okay, well, I will take the pawn because it's guarded by my knight, and the king is caught off uh, on the b file. So if I give one more check somehow, like let's say I can also bring my rook with rook d1, but then he will take my bishop. So I think it's best to retreat my bishop. But if he takes, which I think is the best move, okay, well, he doesn't take. Taking would have been the best move because my bishop is very active here. So now he's targeting my pawn on, not my pawn, my rook on b5, but I can go check on a5. The only move is king b6. Now I will go knight c4 check, king c6. I will now go knight e5 check, attacking the pawn on f7 and giving a check. So he moves out of the way. I will now. I have an option here. I can move my rook to d1, targeting the knight, and also bringing my rook in the attack, which I think is the best move. Knight takes e2 check. That's not a very big problem because I just go king b1. Okay, he offers a rook trade. Now, do you take or do you not take? You can pause the video to think. I will give a few seconds. Okay, so obviously you take because you're up 8 points of material. And let's say you go pawn to f4. He will just back rank mate you. So that's not a very good idea. That's why you play a3, so there are no back rank checkmates. Rook d4, that does, maybe he wants to pressure my knight and my pawn on e4, but it's not really important. What is important here is that I can go bishop c5. He will take my pawn on e4. I will go rook a7 check. He's forced to go to the back rank. And if I can somehow give a fork, but now it's not possible because he will just take. So I think it's good to go bishop c5. He takes my pawn on e4. I will go check. He is forced to the back rank. And now if I go knight d6, c takes d6, and I don't think I have any checkmates. If somehow my knight were on c5, it would prevent the king from going to d7 or b7, and then I would have given a checkmate on a8. But now I think I should just retreat my bishop. Maybe, well, yeah, I think retreating is best because nothing in my position is hanging. And I'm also thinking of going maybe knight c6, maybe rook a8 check, maybe some sacrifices. Okay, knight back to d4. He probably wants to go rook e1 check, but there is not a big threat. So let's see. If we sacrifice our knight, c takes d6, and maybe we could. So basically, the king only has this square to run to. That's why I think going. So what I see from here is that there is no good attacks because if I go check, he'll just chase my rook. So I will bait him to go rook e1 check. Now he does not go rook e1 check. He wants to target my pawn on g2. But that is not a very big deal. Now I attack the knight, and this is called danger levels. He takes my pawn, I take his knight. Okay, rook e1 check. I will now safely go to a2. Knight e2. That, I do not know what the purpose of that move is, but I can now go. My knights are connected to each other, so there's no problem with moving a piece and worrying about my knight. Oh no, my knight. So now I'm thinking about going to a5 because my knight takes away the square of d7, and if I go to knight a5, my knight also takes away the square of b7 from the king. So then when I go knight a5, I'm also threatening to go rook a8 checkmate. Okay, king b8. Now he's threatening to take my rook. I can give a check on c6. Now everything is perfectly guarded. Now the only move he has is to go king c8. And now if I give this check, he will go to not d6 but d7, and I don't think there is any attack. I will now go knight e5. Okay, I do not want to repeat moves, but let's see. How about bishop d8? The king only could go to d7. Yes. Now I will take the pawn on c7. I will now give a check on e7. I will now give another check on e5. I will now play king b3, taking away these squares from the king to come. Okay, he wants to give some checks. That's not a problem because I just run away. Okay, he takes my rook. I take his rook. He takes my knight. I give a check. Now, it's okay that I blundered a knight because I have 3 connected passed pawns. Okay, I can now easily push them. Now, I can also give a check on c7, which is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to push my pawn. Okay, he sacrifices for literally no reason. I will now promote to a queen, and it should be easy to checkmate him right now. Okay, now wherever I move this knight, it's going to be discovered check with my queen. So I'm going to move it knight d4, double check on the king. And I think I should be able to checkmate him with 1, 2, 3 very big pieces. Now if I go queen f3, the king is forced to go to d2, and I don't see an attack. I can go queen g2, maybe trying to go to g3, maybe going to e2. Actually, if I go to e2 right now, it's going to be checkmate because the king has no escape. Okay, so he abandoned the game, probably because I'm threatening to checkmate him on e2. The good thing is that I had 0 mistakes, 2 blunders, and 1 missed win. I was expecting that I had 1 missed win because I was very struggling to checkmate him. But anyways, thank you for watching my video, and if you liked this video, then please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.